Hello. Red is live again. Live from my Airbnb in San Diego. Hello, hello, hello. Live from Red's bed. I'm on the bed this time. I'm chillier here than I thought I would be. I actually wore my leopard print coat last night. I had it in the car, so I'm like, oh, let me just put this on. I'm cold. And it rained a little bit. It rains sometimes, but rarely in California. Oh, I got an answer back from my son. They sent him some pictures of Moonlight Beach. I'm going to pretend to light the candle. Bit cool. It rained a little bit last night where I was. So I'm going to share out my live and set it at subscribers only. Let me see. Let me go over here because I didn't set this up ahead of time at all. I need to change my. I've been taking pictures like this way, landscape of San Diego, so I can change my header on my YouTube and my Facebook and all of that to where I'm at, because this, and I don't use the thumbnail that I have because it says live from Denver, since I'm not in Denver anymore. I actually looked at a couple of places today, but they're not not going to be possible. One was a house in a trailer park community. But so it looks like since they're so much cheaper, they don't do financing on them. It was like $135. So I'm going to do subscribers only for 60 minutes. That's just so you can chat. Hey. Hi, Anthony. How are you? How's it going? You're not in California right now, are you? You would be up north, further north, though. I'm thinking of going up to LA for the Ladies' March on Saturday, since Los Angeles is about 2 hours away. I could swing that. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Yeah, I met another really nice lady today named Robin. Robin with a Y. My Airbnb host is Robin also. It's a beautiful place that could work for me, and I wouldn't have a roommate. It has a pull-out sofa, and it was furnished, but it's a little bit high because it's $1,800 a month. And if I'm going to rent a place, I want to try and get lower than that. I want to try and save up so I can buy a place. So I don't know. Albert called me yesterday evening, and Albert has some good ideas, and he was talking about what about buying a condominium, um, and if I was going to buy a place, so if I buy a tiny house or a trailer in a trailer park, there's rent on the space. It's like you're buying the house, but you really don't own the land. You're renting a space still. And I think Albert's probably right again. He said something about me moving to Philly, and he ended up being right about that. He was like, I don't think you're going to be happy in Philly. And I'm like, don't say that. That's what I'm scared of. I don't want to go somewhere and not like it. And I just kept on not being able to see myself living in Philadelphia area. And also I just kept sensing it really never went away, is the wall that my daughter had up. And unfortunately, and I just felt like Albert is right about this. Maybe not what he was thinking, why he was thinking, but that was my reasoning. It was like, I'm not, even though in proximity I would be closer to her and maybe see the grandkids more often and see her more often, she still has this wall that I'm not going to be able to break through. And the wall is there, whether I'm in California, whether I'm in Colorado, whether I'm in California, whether I'm in Philly, 20 minutes from her, the wall is still there. And so that was another of the several reasons why I didn't choose to live. This lady I met today, she lives in where she lives because she's near her. She was up in Northern California, and they also used to have a place like right by the beach. She's like, it's the furthest place south and west you can go in the the stateside. Of course, if you went to Hawaii, but she was down near Mexico and had a beach place. So, but they're a little more inland, but they're still, I went to Mission Beach and I posted that short. And sorry I'm late again, but I was looking at that place and I talked to her for a couple of hours. I talked to Robin in Spring Valley. I think it was Spring Valley. Yeah. I've been driving like all over San Diego today. I went south, I went north. I'm like, I don't know, kind of in the middle. Yes, I am happy here. Yes, I am. And I need to not feel rushed into anything. I kind of felt rushed into getting my apartment in Parker, but I shouldn't have let myself feel rushed either. I don't, whenever you're feeling rushed, it's not a good thing. And like when I was in the Christian church, there were some things that I learned that are right. Like so many things, like Joyce Meyer teaches. I still do like Joyce Meyer, though I used to listen to her every single day still, but not so much now. And the title of this is, Could You Go a Year Without Lying? Because I just finished listening to Martha Beck's book, The Way of Integrity, and that's what it's about. Before I listened to that, I listened to Beyond Anxiety, which is really good. And so I'm really into Martha Beck's book now, and I put her link below to her YouTube, because it's being really helpful to me, and I feel like that I didn't realize, but when I started listening to her, I was like, that is why I was so miserable with the job I was working and really just staying in Denver. It's like I came here mostly because it's lovely, it's beautiful in Colorado. I like it, but I really did want to move. This is what I was thinking of, and I was talking to a little bit with oh, her place is so zen. It's like decorated like with the colorful colors, and it's like um she has affirmations, she has rainbow flag, like everybody's accepted here, and she's like, I have the flag out because I'm not cool with anybody who's not cool with that. So, and I'm like, I'm cool with that. I wish I could, and I just like, I needed to get out and look at some places. So I did that. She said I was like the first person to look at that, look at her place. And they had it on Airbnb, and their Airbnb guest fell through. I mean, well, they didn't show up, but I think they probably will still get paid for it. I don't know. But her husband got a diagnosis, and he was a pharmacist, and he had to retire. So they're renting out their garage they made into an apartment, and now they made that side of their house into a apartment. And so they have the main part of the house and the master bedroom, I guess, and a bathroom. And so that's what they're doing to since he stopped working, and she does Meals on Wheels, which is cool. I got sugar-free squirt. But I didn't have time because I talked so long to Robin. I didn't have time to walk on the beach really. And I'm thinking of going. Maybe I'll go swimming tomorrow because there's a YMCA near here. So I have my stuff to go swimming in the car from Denver. So I might do that. But so how about, could you go a year? And it turns out, and see, that's what I feel like when I heard, what she said, like that telling lies is not good for your health. That's why there's lie detector tests, because your blood pressure goes up and everything. It makes you weak to lie. It's not good for you. And so everything, and in this book, it's really interesting because I had a copy of, not the Divine Comedy, I had a copy of Dante's Inferno, but I need to look it up. I haven't, but she goes all the way. And it's so interesting because I was like, oh, I never read that. I never wanted to read that. And it's all like an allegory. And it's interesting that, and Martha Beck is just all fascinating to me. Martha Beck is just fascinating to me. She came out of Mormonism, and it was very strict and very, so she wrote several books. And I think the next one I might want to read, and Audible will, I couldn't believe I finished it. I was thinking of talking about this tonight, and I'm like, well, I haven't finished the book yet. I should wait till I finish the book. And then it was 30-minute drive from where I was in Spring Valley back here. And so I finished the book in that time, listening to it in the car. So, but it's really fascinating. She wrote a book about leaving Mormonism called leading the saints, because they're called the Latter-day Saints. And but she did this thing on, let me drop this link, because I'm not sure if I first saw her on Malum Balek, or I think I saw her on Malum Balek. I'm not sure. But she's all over YouTube. So just Google her. Martha Beck. And just fascinating stuff. And so she did this thing on Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett, where she said, told him to lie, and he held his hand out like this. And, he's a big guy. He's, like my kid's age, like 30 something years old. Hold your hand out like this, say, I'd love to vomit. And she would push his hand down like this because she was making, doing a little experiment thing, and then say, I don't know what the thing that was true, just something that obviously is true. And he could hold his hand out and keep it up. And, and when he lied, it made him weak. She was just like, tell a lie, and she could push his hand down. And it was just like, I was like, wow, that is crazy. And so she goes through this book, and she's going through Dante's The Divine Comedy. And what's so interesting about that to me is I was like, oh, that's all, when I read Julie Forwarder's book, it's like, that was one of the things that influenced them to make up the false doctrine of hell, was Dante's Inferno. And I'm like, that's bad. But when she goes through it as like an allegory, it sounds to me like it's like, I never read it. I had it on the shelf in my big library in the big house where I had 2,000 books. And then in the smaller house, I had like 1,500 books. And I never read it. I think my daughter read it in college, and I had the book from that. But it's interesting that she goes through all of this, and she talks about the dark wood. And it kind of reminds me of, in homeschool, my kids did the Becca curriculum, which is very fundamentalist Christian curriculum. And they read Pilgrim's Progress. They made a kids version of it. And her talking about this really reminded me of that. And I wonder if the writers were influenced by each other. I think that Dante's Inferno was written before I don't know. I need to look it up. She said Dante's Inferno was written in 12 something. Dante Alighieri. And it's just fascinating. Yeah. So I'm thinking that Dante's The Divine Comedy would have been before the Pilgrim's Progress. Let me look it up. But it sort of has reminded me of that. But she talks about how when you're in the dark wood of error, you're not on your proper path. Okay, so The Pilgrim's Progress was written by John Bunyan. And let me see, which was written which? Yeah, this was in like 1678. It is 1678. It sort of reminds me of that when she's talking about it. So it's just, all this stuff is fascinating to me. And she talks about living in joy. And when you're living your true self, let me show you the book, because it says, and she's wrote, a lot of books. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Can you see that? It doesn't look like you can see that. There. The way of integrity, finding the path to your true self. So when you're in the dark wood of error, and she said she was a professor at BYU, at Brigham Young University. And then she just got ostracized by her whole community in Utah by the Mormons when she wrote Leaving the Saints. But I find it really interesting because as I had said that I was depressed and I wasn't working on my writing. I wasn't working as much on my YouTube. My watch time was going down. It's like, I want to get monetized and like, this is bad. And I want to be a writer, but how can I be a writer if I'm not even writing? And that was when I was working at the pool, lifeguarding. And it's just like, I'm going in the hole still. I'm still spending my inheritance and I'm spending too much on rent. And I'm still in Denver and my son has gone to Oregon. You know, I had Albert, which I was thankful for. But the problem was, and this may sound like an excuse, but anyways, I'm glad I got the job. It kind of bolstered me in a way, being able to get the job. I was glad I was able to pass the lifeguarding course. It was a shallow water lifeguarding course, though. I didn't have to like go down deep and get. When you do the deep water, you have to go down deep and get a mannequin from the bottom of the pool. We had people faking like and sinking down, and then and it's 5 feet deep. I think it's 5 feet deep. But anyways, it made me happy that I could finally get a regular job because it was very demoralizing in 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017 when I couldn't find a regular job. It was very demoralizing, and that's how I ended up. But that was how I ended up doing Airbnb, and everything like led me like down the path. I feel like to where I am now because I met my friend Gladys doing Airbnb, and then she got transferred up to St. Louis area, and so that's why I followed her. But this time I'm not following anybody here. See, then it was like I followed Gladys to St. Louis, but then I traveled in my RV, and I was at my brother's for a while, and then I went back to St. Louis, and then I followed my sons to Denver. My son and his friend from grammar school. And so, see the picture of Yosemite up there? Love that. So, so I wasn't following anybody here. I'm being followed though. My son is left. I don't know where he is. He texted me. Should ask him where he is at. I forgot to put a bit cold. I just put a bit. It is winter. I'm going to ask him where he is. So, um, so how about it, y'all? Could you not lie for a year? I mean, she was even like, she was just honest about like everything. So it was a bit difficult sometimes. So, yeah. Well, right now I'm looking for a place. So, and then so, yeah. And I quit the job in June. See, that's why that was what I feel like I was in the dark wood because I wasn't doing what I love, which is, writing and YouTubing. I wasn't working on it, right? And then the other thing was I wasn't saying how I really felt about the politics. I was being scared. And so another thing that helped bring me out of what I'm going to call it now, what Martha Beck was calling it, the dark wood. Um, Another thing that brought me out of the dark wood was being honest about how I really felt about Trump and the politics, because I was like, I had changed from being a conservative anymore, not being conservative anymore, to being a liberal and being a Democrat, and I wasn't talking about it too much. And so that brought me out of the dark wood too, and really more into the way of integrity, like Martha Beck's book. So, and it helped bring me out of depression. So it was just pretty surprising. Yeah, I'm gonna be writing, and what I need to do too is like I have like, let me tell you how many pages it is. My read poems is, I need to edit it. It's it's big, I've been writing it since I kept writing. I just wasn't writing. I wasn't writing as much when I was away from God, actually. I wasn't writing as much when I was traveling in my RV. But so my read poems is 317 pages long. It's 51,514 words. So I got that. It's just, I need to edit it. I need to submit it. I need to write letters. I need to find, you need this thing called a literary agent. So, yeah, which is interesting. But yeah, I need to, find all that stuff. And yeah, I'll do it now. It's just, I've taken steps like quitting my job, and then so it's good. I'm on my way. And so we were talking, the Robin I met today in Spring Valley, she was talking about manifesting. And it was funny, like we told each other our life stories, and I was like, gosh, I'd really love to rent this place, but it's kind of a little bit over. And she wasn't like pushy about it either. I did get an application from her, but now I don't know if and then I still go by the flipping, like, Siri, flip a coin. Tails. That's yes. I still go by that because like when I'm not sure, because everything with meeting Robin was like, yes, 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 but the price. Hmm. And I really don't, I gotta kind of find that sweet spot where if I'm gonna rent, it needs to be um the cheapest place I can find with maybe one roommate. Because like some of these places, like they have 4 or 5, 5 people sharing a house or 4 people sharing a house, and I'm just like, what? I just don't. I guess it's just a red thing. Like I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's because maybe it's the neurodivergent thing. I don't know what it is. I feel like people either really like me or really hate me. I guess I'm an acquired. I don't know. I can't deal with, and I'm an introvert. I found out I really am an introvert. I like to socialize. I like to meet people, but I'm really an introvert. I like my alone time. So this place would be so, I was so like, oh, I wish I could rent this from her. But so, and it was all furnished, but it was beautifully furnished, but no oven. And they did have a bathtub. The house I looked at didn't have a bathtub. I'm a bathtub. I need a bathtub. I did take a bath. There's a bath here though. I haven't taken a bath yet because like I don't want to. No, I lived in a high rent area where I was. That's another reason why I'm here. It's like what. Me and Charlotte, the young lady I met in Denver who's moving here, she's like, I'm paying this. I need a beach. Where's the beach? I'm paying this, I was in a high rent area. I'm going to be paying less for rent. Well, especially if I have a roommate. I'm going to be paying, this place was less, the place I looked at today was less than my apartment in Denver. But, it didn't have a full kitchen. It wasn't as many square feet. But prices here are very comparable to Denver, honestly. I lived in a high rent area before it. So, but I wasn't as picky. I had the money from my dad and I just spent it. All of my spousal support went towards my rent. And so that's why I was, and this time I want to be able to save up to buy a place. And so what Albert was saying makes sense. Albert's a smart kid. So Albert was like looking to buying a condominium. Yeah, maybe I should move to Fresno. No, I like it down south here. I was considering Pismo area. But yeah, and I haven't even called the realtor person's card I have. I'm gonna get that out because I'm gonna call her. Probably not tonight, but tomorrow. And then Wednesday, I'm having lunch with Pam. Who was at my live Friday. So it was a very nice church service I went to. The Episcopal Church has the whole, it was like the Episcopal Church I went to here, Nadia Bolz-Weber, and they have the whole service in a brochure, but pages were missing from the middle of mine, so I was kind of lost. for a minute, and I was just like, I think pages are missing from this. And then I'm going to find that lady's card because I dropped it in my purse and I have a lot of stuff in my purse. So I remember to call her tomorrow. Oh, here's my lovely thing from the Molly Brown Museum in Denver. Well, maybe I won't find it right now. Maybe I'll look for it later. What did I do with it? Aha, I found it. And I'm going to call Anne tomorrow. So that will be good. My pennies, I found when I was moving. I was like, I need to spend these pennies. Some cashier I need somewhere will need pennies, right? Yes, I was going to do the candle. A simulation of the candle. It would probably be okay for me to light a candle. I could ask Robin. No, don't move to people there vacation at Pismo. Fresno is like the central. Wait, isn't Fresno? I'm trying to think. We would go through Fresno on our way up north. Wouldn't we go through Fresno on the 5? Is that right, Brenda? Now I want to stay here. I'm going to let my kids just come to me. They'll love to visit me here. And my son's going to be here. So my son's going to be here when he gets here. I don't know. Let me see if he tells me. Let me see if he tells me where he's at. But yeah, I sent him these pictures of Moonlight Beach. I went to a Switchfoot concert there. 56 degrees right now. Look at how pretty. I need to put these on my community tab. Oh, and I need to share this live. Oh, and let me do the candle. This is a candle. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I just saw something. 60 Minutes Australia. Dolly Parton's husband passed. That's sad. I love Dolly Parton. Let me see this. He was 82. Yeah, be in prayer for her. They were married almost 60, nearly 60 years. My parents were married almost 60 years when my mom passed. Ultra private husband of nearly 60 years, Carl Thomas Dean, dies at 82. They wed the year I was born, 1966. What is this ad? That's sad. I'm not worried anymore about the mystery viewers. Oh no, it says 3. It says 3 right now. I wasn't even looking at that. It says 3. I have 3 of you here. No? Oh, maybe I don't, because I don't think Anthony's still here. Anthony, are you here? Hello, mystery viewers. I'll put you on my prayer list, mystery viewers. Brenda, Anthony, mystery viewers. So last night I went to, no, you're still here. Okay. So maybe one mystery viewer. Were you born in California, Brenda? Refresh my memory. You guys, look what I did. I was going to show you this and I kept forgetting to do it. So I found a Bible with this cover on it, and it was a Catholic Bible. And I found it when I was in Oregon in 2022, after I got my RAV, when I was in Oregon in my RAV at a thrift store in Coos Bay. And I love the cover of it because, I'm a 70s, I was born in 66, so I grew up in the 70s. I used to have a necklace with a dove on it like this. And there's a thing with the doves. I heard them and saw them when my mom passed in Georgia. And whenever I feel like my mom comes to me in the form of a dove, and since I came here, the first morning I woke up here, I heard the doves cooing outside the window. And then it was like the second or third day I saw the dove outside the window. And so, and I realized something when I was downsizing. I collect the same things that I collected back in Georgia, and I had too many books, and I kept on having to get rid of books. And I was like, I love this Bible I got in Coos Bay, and I love the cover on this Bible, but I don't like this translation. I wasn't really reading it. I kept going back to my baby Bible, and I was like, well, duh, that's a cover. Take the cover off. And so guess what? I put my 1984 baby Bible. It's a New King James, and it's so old. My oldest son, I got the first cover for this Bible in like 1990. My oldest son, we were in a trip in our van, and our van broke down. And my son threw up on my Bible. And I can't believe the pages aren't falling out. I had a newer Bible. I had a Joyce Meyer Bible, and the pages were all falling out of it. And I just recycled that Bible. But this one's still standing. And I was like, duh, I donated the Catholic Bible that this was in to the Friends of the Library in Parker. And I put this cover I like on it. And I love it. And I was like, duh, why didn't I think of that? Okay. That's our connection. That's why we click. That's why we get each other, Brenda. One mystery viewer is better than no. I don't know about the mystery viewers, I don't, it could be my stuff. Hi, sis. Love you. Please get a life. Um, I don't know who it could be. The crazy therapist I met in Denver. Worst therapist ever. If you're listening, hi, Dana. It could be. I don't know. It's like I have trust issues. It's bad. And your husband grew up in Florida. See, I grew up in Los Angeles and Boca Raton, Florida. So it's weird. It's weird. I'm a weird bird. Yeah, I'm a weird bird. That's where I got the name Mermaid when I was in high school. When I was in ninth grade in high school, they started calling me Mermaid. But they only did that for the ninth grade. But they even like wrote it when they signed my yearbook. I got my yearbook in ninth grade, the yearbook that I sent back to Boca Raton Community High School when I downsized because like I was like, I'm not carrying these around in my RV because I put everything I owned in my RV. And I don't want these. What are they for? I mean, you look at them. How often do you look at your high school yearbook? I don't know. I didn't feel the need to keep those because I had them from all 4 years. My ex and we had the same one because from ninth grade, I had the 1981 yearbook. My husband only got the yearbook for senior year, so he had the 1981 yearbook. And I think my brother Jonathan has he graduated from Boca High School with my ex in 1981. But yeah, they signed my yearbook like Mermaid. And my mom saw it, and then we thought it was funny. My mom noticed too that I was called Mermaid before Disney gave the Little Mermaid red hair. So it was kind of cool. But anyways, that's why I got this cup. Pretty sure I'm a mermaid. But anyways, yeah, and I had the long red hair. You know what I saw the sign when I was driving around? That Winona Judd is coming to San Diego in April. So that's pretty cool. I might go hear her. One mystery viewer is better than no mystery viewers. Yeah, I don't know about that. Like I said. I have 4 now. I'm focused on quality, not quantity. I don't know. Why are the mystery viewers mystery viewers? So anyways, nobody's answered my question. Can you not tell a lie for a whole year? I think I could do it. I think I could do it. I was very focused on the truth before. And then when I got less integrity and was okay with lying, that's when I got into trouble. Like I said, the friends I made, I was such a goody. I wouldn't have made, before when I wasn't okay with lying. Because Gladys lied like all the time. And it gets like you don't trust people like that because you're just like, you're lying to everybody else. You're probably lying to me, But anyways, let's say a poem. Let me say a poem from Red Poems. Let's see. There's probably a poem about truth in here. Oh, and I went to another CODA thing. I went to like 3 CODA meetings in this last week. And so I've already met a lot of people. And went to a bonfire, went out to eat twice with people from CODA on Tuesday night, and then last night, on Sunday night, we went to Marie Callender's, and it was actually raining. I was shocked because it was raining when I came out of Marie Callender's. And Martha Beck mentions the verse, the Bible verse, the truth shall set you free, which is in, she doesn't mention it's a Bible verse, but she calls it the ancient text, which it is. It's an ancient text. It's in John 8. John chapter 8. I'm trying to think of what verse it's in. That's what's cool about this Bible now that I have in this case, is it has the little concordance in the back. I'll tell you what verse it is. It's in John 8. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Okay. Lots of verses on truth. Okay. John 8:32. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. That's a handy dandy concordance. You can look up a word and then find all the places where it is in the Bible. It's pretty cool. Thank you for being here, Anthony and Brenda, and mystery viewers, whoever you are, whether you're quality mystery viewers or not. Maybe if we keep talking about them, they'll comment. Maybe they're not subscribed. Maybe that's why they don't comment. I don't know. Don't know. It's okay. Brenda, you're the one that keeps bringing up these mystery viewers, Brenda. Let me read you the Red poem, the title poem from Red. It's called Call Me Red. We're always in it. So this was written when I was still, let me see, when was this written? I think it was written right before I moved out of my ex's house. We're always in the red, we're always in it. I see it. You know how you see red? I face it. I put it on. Scarlet or vermilion or bluish red crimson. Old ladies with hats are winsome. Valentine's, Christmas, cars, leaves of fall, teen colors. It symbolizes blood and courage. Come now, let us reason together, says the Lord. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they are red like crimson, they shall be as wool. Esau was red, and so was his stew. In the Old Testament. God didn't choose him, but he chose you. The sea was red the Israelites went through. I said I didn't love you, but I lied. Ooh, that's bad. I thought you knew. I couldn't have put up with all that crap we went through without his love, which ran red. Your cold-hearted rejection cut like a knife. My blood ran red. So I wanted to hurt you too. Why don't we remember the good times? You always focus on the bad. Never speak life to me. So sad. Left me starving for attention and affection. Does anyone think I'm good or fair? I won't live in regret. We were all meant to be. 5 beautiful children, don't you see? The thought of losing you could leave me so brutally blue. But no, just as Taylor said, loving you was riotously red. So that was inspired by Taylor Swift's song Red, but also Chris Tomlin, his Love Ran Red. So his Love Ran Red. So a Christian song and a secular song. And just that I wanted to sort of go with that, which was kind of crazy because I hated when people called me red. Let me show you the, I'll play it for you. Let me find it. How to Date a Redhead. Let me find it for you. It is so infuriating what's going on in this country. I am so upset. But we do have to keep on our mental health also while being involved in all of that. So, yeah. I feel like we do need to speak out. I'm hoping I might be able to find somebody to go with me to that. I'm going to ask Pam. I'm going to ask some people at CODA. I'm going to see if I can find somebody to go with me to the protest, and because that's why I didn't end up going to the one in Denver. I mean, I didn't really go protesting. I drove by because I didn't have anybody to go with. I really would like someone to go with. I'm learning how important it is, community. So I'm trying to find my tribe. Oh, and the CODA people are going on a camping trip to, what's that? Osceola-Luegos. It's a desert. Oh, it's funny. They're calling it Coachella, because you know how they have Coachella out in the desert. They're calling this Coachella, which is cute. Okay, I'll show you this. Let me share it, because I share the part at the end with don't call her red or ginger unless she gives you permission to, because I hated people calling me that, because it was just like, that's not my name. And then so it's funny that I've come sort of full circle, because it came about because people were saying Red-Headed Riding Hood, and then I was like, just call me Red for short. And actually it came about too before that, and I forgot that I even had it on my Airbnb. So when my Airbnb host contacted me, she called me Red, and I was like, oh yeah, I have that on, because it was Red's Airbnb. And I didn't at first have it on there. I had Susan on there on my Airbnb, but then I changed it to Red. But it was because Red-Headed Riding Hood is so long to say. And I'm okay with it now. But let me show you this thing, how to date a redhead. It's sort of it's a funny, it's supposed to be funny. Is it going? There we go. Let me go back. Number 1. Do not say I like redheads or I've never dated a redhead, because I've already dated a jerk. 2. Do not say I'd like to try a redhead. I'm not your snack. 3. If you feel the need to ask if I'm a real redhead, you don't deserve a real redhead. 4. Don't mention her redheaded temper. It could get ugly. 5. If you ask if the carpet matches the drapes, you will get ghosted and or blocked, and therefore never find out. 6. Do not call her Red, Scarlet, or Ginger unless it is her name or she gives you permission. 7. If you obey 1 through 6, you may call me Red, because my name is not Susan. My name is Susan. Let me stop this. Okay.
On Friday, after Donald and President...
There's Mary Trump. Elsa's here. Hi, Elsa. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Yeah, right. We don't judge. So, I've already done an hour and I've said a poem. That's good. I kept this book of poetry. Maybe I'll find something in here to read to you. There's good little poems in here. So my son Ian found this when we were in Philly, not last Christmas, but the Christmas before that, and I loved it because it has the owl. The owls make me think of my mom too. Yeah, see, this is good little stuff in here. I shall not pass this way again. Though this toilsome world, alas, once and only once I pass. If a kindness I may show, it is a good deed I may do to a suffering fellow man. Let me do it while I can. No delay, for it is plain I shall not pass this way again. Anonymous. Oh, that's a little picture. Here's one, a visit by Mr. Fox. Oh, there's one about the elephant in here. Huh. I make an elephant from the little wood I have, wood from old furniture. Holds him up, and I fill him with cotton, silk, and sweetness. Glue keeps his heavy ears in place. I have my little elephant table in my storage. So let me read. Should I do this one? I don't know. I feel like I should say one that I haven't said before. In the interest of truth. Oh, here's a good one that I haven't read from here. I hear dead people. This is about those who have passed on speaking to me. And I put a verse before this one. By faith, Abel offered to God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, through which he obtained witness that he was righteousness, God testifying of his gifts, and through it, he being dead still speaks. Hebrews 11:4. I hear dead people. I sit here in my room and they speak to me. Mom says, don't give up. Peter says, trust. Murray says, pray. Paul says, press on. Barclay says, teach. Jones, these were E. Stanley Jones, was a preacher from the past. And my dad said he heard him speak before, I think, because he lived in that time frame. Jones says, reach. Tozer says, seek his kingdom first. All the while, I still thirst. Solomon says it starts with wisdom. Jesus says, I am the way. Lord, I could sit and read all day. Amy Carmichael wrote such beautiful poems. Peel says, you have self-control. Catherine Marshall says, you'll meet him at every turn. Yet still I have so much to learn. Oswald says, give him your all. And deep in my heart, I hear his call. O Lord, when I have gone away, will there be someone to say, though she's dead, she still speaks, encouraging me to take the higher way. That makes sense. That goes with what I'm talking about, is the way of integrity. So I'm talking about, this is Martha Beck's book, Beyond Anxiety. But the one I just finished is The Way of Integrity. This one. Oh, and I wanted to show you. Okay, I wanted to share with you the link to her on where she does the demonstration about lying with Stephen Bartlett. I'm going to share that with you. Let me find it. It's Martha Beck on Diary of a CEO. And she tells this cool story about, I want to listen to her TED Talk. I haven't listened to that yet. Join and get access to exclusive perks. This is the author I'm talking about on my live. I'm sharing this on my community tab. Wait, give me a second here. Okay, let me share it there, and I'm going to drop it in the chat. I've shared this before, but I'm sharing it again because this is important. I bet Elsa, could you go a whole year without Brenda? Brenda and Anthony aren't answering my question. They don't want to lie. I think it would be really hard. It would be really hard because even like, they're like, if a little kid fixes you something to eat, if someone, a friend with cancer is like, how do I look? I look like crap, don't I? And it's just like, everybody lies. And really, I see like it's so much problem in the media and everybody there. This is how Brenda answers that question. This is what Brenda keeps saying when I ask the question again. Highly suspicious, Brenda. Could you go a year without lying? Maybe. Anthony's answering me. Thank you, Anthony. Here's Martha Beck on Diary of CEO. So what I fib sometimes. It's not good for your health. See, now I have another reason to tell people, and it's a problem in my family. It's a problem with people believing lies about me, and that's what, when I went to see my daughter and it went so badly, it went so south when I went to see my oldest daughter in October of 2021, the time I got locked out of my RV too. And then I met Jarhead and Ginger's Journey. Ginger of Jarhead and Ginger's Journey, her name is not Ginger either. She's a redhead, and they call it Jarhead and Ginger's Journey because she's a redhead, and her name is I forgot. What is her name? Allison. When she said that sounded familiar, and because I didn't recognize her. And then she's like, didn't you? She's like, I knew you from somewhere. She's like, didn't you go to Green Acres Baptist Church and you knew Carmen? And I was like, oh my gosh. And that was so that was just so divine. That was divine. We don't, but we still don't agree politically. But anyways, it was so divine because then I got locked out of my RV and I knew the neighbors next door, because usually when you're in a trailer park, sometimes you meet the neighbors, but you don't. Sometimes you're not there very long. I met another great person when I was staying at that trailer park in Georgia where I used to live too, but she left. She had a Mini. She had a Class C like mine, only it was shorter. I think hers was like 24 feet. I think it might have been less than 24 feet. It was like a mini drivable RV, but it was I think I would have liked that one better to drive because my RV was just too big to drive. I got tar on my feet at the beach on Sunday, and it's just finally coming off. It's hard to get that off your feet. And I didn't notice it until I was sitting down Sunday afternoon talking to Albert on the phone. I was like, oh my goodness, I got tar on my feet. I actually put that because I was like, what is it with me? And I love the beach. And so in my senior sayings in my yearbook from Boca Raton Community High School, I put what I disliked was tar on the beach because I would always step in it. I didn't mean to, but I would always step in it. And but that's like a wonderful thing though. A necessary evil. I don't care about tar on the beach. I just like it that I'm getting to go to the beach now. So, but anyways, this is a new thing I'm saying about lying. It's not good for your health. So anyways, when I went to talk to my daughter, and it was going south already. And I found out later, she had already asked, and of course I was like, duh, he doesn't want me to be there. He's still bitter. My ex, she asked her dad if she should invite me to the wedding. She already told me she's not following the way of integrity because she already told me she wanted me to be there. She wanted me to be there. I should have been invited. Right? But she already told them that, okay, we're not inviting mom. And then, oh, how awkward. Mom's here. And it was my birthday too. And it's just like, really? You're going to treat me like crap on my birthday? And she told me my youngest child lied about me and said, last time I saw her, I made her cry. It's like, I should have said like, okay, what did I say? Tell me, what were we talking about? Why would I make you cry when I am bending over backwards to try to get you to accept me and love me? Why would I say something that would make you cry? And if you knew my youngest, my extra son, Albert, I told him the story. He's like, that doesn't sound like her at all. I'm like, yeah, my youngest is not a crybaby. I don't know what could I say that would make her cry. Yeah, no, I'm not paying for your, everything. Yeah, daddy pays for everything. So daddy's got the, that's when I was talking to this lady today, she's like, oh, daddy has the money. That's why they're close to him. And I'm like, yep, I think you hit the nail on the head. So, anyways, so lies, it was all lies. And then another thing, we were talking about one of my kids that has issues. And I was mentioning my, brother's child who has issues. And that's what I mentioned, is that they tell lies. And my sister-in-law, may she rest in peace, agreed with that, but my daughter's getting, why are you talking about like that about someone I love? And I'm like, what about me? Why isn't your mother someone you love? And so, yeah, it totally went south, and it was all to do with lies. And it's like, I'm bad-mouthing people because I'm calling out their lies. and I'm the one being lied to, and it's just like, and it's just all ironic because my oldest child is MAGA, and that's what they're believing. They've been duped. They've been believing lies. Like, I had this neighbor call me, I told you, and then I was like, oh my goodness. It was like she was calling me like, sort of like, do you know what's going on at the house? Do you know, and I'm like, I don't know. And I don't really care, I don't care what, and then it dawned on me, like maybe it was maybe the next day. I was like, oh, I wonder if he got her to call me. And like, if you knew this person, she's a very, I known her for like 20 years from homeschooling, and a little bit older than me. And her kids are about my age. She has 4 kids and homeschooled, and very conservative and very, and we talked about everything. We talked for like a couple hours. This was like about 4 weeks ago when I was still in Parker, and she told me that my ex was having a yard sale, and so unusual that I would pick up the phone. And I've said usually my phone doesn't get good service where I was in my apartment in Parker. And I see this 478 number, and I'm like, who has my Georgia number? I don't know. And I picked it up, and it's Mary. Don't have her number in my phone anymore, but she has my number in her phone. But it dawned on me, I was like, well, did I say anything I didn't want him to know? I'm all on here, I'm moving. He knows what I'm doing. And so, and like, even when I was leaving Georgia, I was trying to be on the down low, but, I was talking about what my plan was to buy an RV, to sell my house and buy an RV, and that I put my house on the market. And so I'm pretty sure he knew, but we didn't really talk back then. So, but anyways, I don't know. I don't know if she was calling me to spy for him, or it seemed like she was offering to spy for me, but I was just like, he's a hoarder. He hates having yard sales. Someone's persuading him to do that. But I know he's a hoarder, so it's probably getting pretty hoarded up in there, because I would go through his stuff, and that was one of the things, one of his tantrums. One of his tantrums he had was when he found out I donated his cuckoo clock that he got at a thrift store or somewhere, Goodwill, I don't know. And it had been like months before. He didn't notice it was gone, but he had a little tantrum, and he pounded on the table, and it cracked my dining room table. Well, it was the eat-in kitchen. We didn't use a dining room as a dining room. The dining room was the library. But anyways, so that lies are damaging. Lies are bad. And turns out, I believe Martha Beck's right. It's bad for your health to lie. It's not good for your mental health. So, interesting. Isn't it interesting? But I highly recommend any. I want to read. I think I want to read the Leaving the Saints one next. Yes, speak the truth and brain kept well. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So 1 hour and 24 minutes. Let me read my Chains poem. So, yeah, the going to Coda has really helped me with that, being honest also. And coming out of the dark wood of error is what I guess Dante calls it, and what Martha Beck calls it. And so it's really fascinating to me. And I'm just like a lot of just helpful stuff. She has a lot of helpful stuff. And she used to be Oprah's life coach, Martha Beck. And so, and stuff, I want to get into is, writing books and being a real published author. This was published on self-publishing on Amazon. So, and there's a beautiful tree. She has a tree, like wall hanging in the little place I looked at today. It was just decorated it was so cute. It was so cute. I loved it. I wish I could have. But 1,800, like it only leaves me 300 left of my spousal support. And I really think I need to be, I really think it was too over budget. So I need to find some place in the middle. Like maybe if I had one roommate that I was sure, I clicked with and we were on the same page with, and that, so yeah. So yeah, and I'm going to call this person tomorrow. I'm going to call that person. Let me read my chains to read a different one, or I sort of decide like on the moment which one to read. Okay, I'll read another one from this one, and then I'll read another one from Red. My chains. Okay, the verse I put before this one is, He brought them out of darkness and the shadow of death and broke their chains in pieces. Psalms 107, verse 14. My chains. I dreamed I was in high school again. I was taking a test. I hadn't studied. I was bound to fail. Dad, where are you? He's more interested in helping that single mom at the office. She could use some help. But Dad, I need you. These boys are annoying me. What should I do? Can you come to my band performance? No. Can you pick me up from practice? No. Well, whatever, Dad. Since you don't have the time, at least these boys at school do. But I won't go past second base. Don't worry. I'm a good girl. Goody two-shoes, that's me. I'll be faithful, Dad. Can't you see? I won't be like my brother. I won't even start drugs. I won't get locked up in the prison of addictions. I've never even touched those drugs. Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Don't drink, don't smoke. That's an Adam Ant song. No one sees inside of me. The battle's in my mind and I am losing it. There's a war raging inside my head. That annoying boy's harassing me every day. In between the inappropriate things he says and does, he smiles at me. He's kind of cute. Perhaps he does like me. Dear God, today he stood on a bench and proposed. It's the nicest thing he's ever said to me. but he doesn't even know who I am or that I'm enjoying this attention. This guy is nuts over me, go figure. Having this power is intoxicating. This can't be happening. I'm addicted and I can't get him out of my mind. It's like gravity, the spiral down. If he doesn't annoy me, I'm disappointed. Lord, please help me. I'm so pathetic. He makes me manic high. Mom doesn't notice. She's trying to be both parents. At night, I hear her crying. She's dealing with your mania, but I'm sinking. It's not a dream. This is a nightmare. Makes me think of the dark wood of error. I was in it then. This is a nightmare. War is hell. Who will deliver me from the body of this death? Jesus, awake, he says. Peace, be still. He breaks my chains in pieces. I can breathe for the first time. I take in the warm air, look up to heaven and whisper a prayer. Thank you. For a while he leads me beside the still waters. He says he'll be my perfect father. Up further on the mountain than I can see awaits another battle, but with Jesus there is victory. The next poem is Wet Elephant. It's in this book. So this poem is in this book. But this is the one that I did the pictures with and then got ripped off. So one of the Robin I met today, one of her sons is a lawyer. He's a cannabis lawyer. I'm like, that's interesting. He I guess represents cannabis people. So I thought that was really interesting. Six watching. Thank you for being here. We got more mystery viewers, I guess. Because all I have here are Brenda, Anthony, and Elsa. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. I also want to continue to encourage you to be informed with what the orange turd is doing. Sorry. Oh my goodness, you guys. It's really tough times in this country and with what's going on. And so keep informed with, I still have the channel. I have Martha Beck's link below, and I still have the Jessica Denson and Politics Girl. And yeah, please stay informed, call, write your Congress people, speak out, don't be afraid, don't put your head in the sand like I had my head in the sand. And like I said, like this stuff just makes so much sense to me because like I had my head in the sand. I was not following my heart and my passion, which is, the writing and the YouTubing. I was staying in the job. I did like my job for a time, but that time was over. That time was over. I feel like I did stay. I stay places too long. I feel like I should have probably quit the job sooner, just like I should have left my husband, that's one of the things we learn in CODA. It's like we stay places too long. Yeah, lie hurts. Yes, exactly, Elsa. Exactly. As codependents, you put up with too much bullshit. You stay in places where you're not appreciated too long. what Martha Beck says in The Way of Integrity is that, like in the book, The Divine Comedy, it's the dark wood of error. You're staying in, like, she was staying in the Mormon church, and she was in a marriage that wasn't like true. Like, both her and her husband were gay. So is what they discovered, and then they split. And it's like, sounds like they have like a great friendship still. And so it was really, it's really, really interesting. Her story is just so fascinating to me, and I feel like she has so much insight into, because I've been in false religious systems, I feel like, and I was talking to someone at Coda, and they wondered what I meant by cult, like, and I was talking about like Christian nationalism, and that the Baptist church I was in was very, very cult like. And but this person, she didn't sound like she had a bad experience. I'm glad, though. Hurting others is not an option. Life is too short. Yes, that's true. And lies do hurt others. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, I feel like, my daughters are basing, having a relationship with me on lies. They're listening. I think they're listening to stuff their dad is probably saying about me that's not true. And then, my oldest daughter listening to what my youngest daughter is saying about me that's not true. And I was just like, and like the whole thing of Trump supporters, they're basing their whole following this man and voting for this man like he's chosen of God. They're basing their whole political views on a lie. And like, there's more things. Like, did you see the little video about Trump Gaza is where is that? With the golden statue, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's like more evidence that he could possibly be the Antichrist. And I wasn't even sure I believed that stuff anymore. And I'm just like, and that's on like the New Evangelical. It was on April A. Joy's Instagram, actually. Let me put. I haven't been watching them lately, honestly. I haven't been watching Brian Tyler Cohen, but all of these channels are good to keep keep abreast of what's going on and what yeah, Trump's AI Gaza video is unhinged. Yeah, here's the video about it. And it's insane. Let me share this video specifically. I haven't watched. I usually don't share one that I haven't watched, but it's probably all that you have is your soul. It's not good for your soul to lie either. I mean, that's why it's one of the 10 Commandments, It's not good for you. Not that I believe in eternal conscious torment. And that's what was so fascinating to me too. I was just like thinking about like Dante and his Inferno and all that, and that he had influence at that time in Italy, and then where they decided that hell is in the doctrine of the church. And when it's not really, when you study the Bible and go into it, it wasn't really what Jesus was saying or teaching. And nowhere does he say, like, say this prayer and ask Jesus into, where does Jesus say, ask me into your heart so you won't burn in eternal conscious torment? He doesn't say that. When he's talking about judgment, it's a temporary thing, which really is more like the purgatory and all that. But it's very fascinating in the way of integrity and her explaining and talking about. And it makes me more interested in reading the Divine Comedy and hearing her take on it. And because when I realized that the doctrine of hell was a lie, which I believe it is, and that's the ultimate thing for, because Satan is all about fear. I still believe in Satan. Satan's all about fear, and hell is a lie to make you fear. And it sounds crazy, but so Satan is behind that. What's he called in the Bible? He's called the father of lies. He wants to make you fear. Satan came to kill, steal, and destroy, and he can't have your soul. He can't have your soul. That's what, like if Satan can take your soul, what did Jesus die on the cross for? That's what Jesus died on the cross for, so we can go to heaven. And it doesn't, that's what I believe. So check out the New Evangelicals, and here's a specific video. You can go to this afterwards, because if you go to it now, it might take you out of this live. But check out that video later. But yeah. So that's why I wanted to talk about all of this, because it segues right into the politics, because they're believing all these lies. Oh, and I wanted to share with you a channel that I've been looking at, that's a smaller channel. Let me see if I can find it. Her name is, what is her name? I gotta find it. Let me see. It's something permaculture. I'm subscribed to it. What I need to look at is my history. I had trouble sleeping last night, so I slept till almost 10 o'clock this morning because I had trouble going to sleep. Let me find it. It's something permaculture, something I want to find. Oh, and the actress from Gossip Girl, Michelle Trachtenberg, died at 39 years old. That was sad. Okay, here it is. Parkrose Permaculture. Check out this lady's channel. She has 191 subscribers. She has a little farmette. That's why it's called Park Roads Permaculture, but she talks about politics all the time. I understand now how folks fought their own families in the Civil War. I went to my congresswoman's packed town hall. Here's how it went. So I really I like her channel. So let me just drop her link. Because I feel like she has some really good insights too. And it's Park Rose Permaculture. Hi, there's Adventure Spirit. Hi, Pam. Hello. I went and looked at 2 places today, Pam. I was telling everybody about it. One was so cute, so cute. The little apartment thing they made. So it's pretty good. And there, she used to work for an airline, so they have discounts on like cruises and stuff. And so they're doing their bucket list because, like I said, her husband got a diagnosis. It's not cancer, but it made it so he couldn't keep being a pharmacist. So they're renting out their garage was made into a little apartment, and now it's like it's 2 bedrooms. I guess it's a 3-bedroom house on the side, and it has a side entrance. It has its own private entrance. It was like perfect. I was like, oh, I wish I could. But 1,800 is a lot. So I was all over the place. So I looked at a trailer in San Marcos. And then I went the other way and looked at this little apartment that's in a house. So they call it an AUD, I guess. So that's the thing that you step on and explodes. I don't know. It was part of their house that they're renting out, only it has a private entrance and it would be all private. So they're renting out their garage that's made into an apartment. And then ADA, that's it. That's the word. That's, you know. Robin knew, my Airbnb host. But so it was the other way. And I'm pointing, and I don't know where I'm pointing. I have a terrible sense of direction. But Spring Valley. Was it Spring Valley? Let me see. They were 40 minutes apart. So that's why I was like, ugh. Driving all over today. Spring Valley, yeah. I was in Spring Valley and I was in San Marcos. I need to look at places in the same area from now on. But yeah. I think I just need to, like, before I came here, I found this person on roommates.com who was renting out a room in her house, and it was just going to be her. And like, I think I could deal with that. I could deal with one roommate if I met them and I knew that, you know, we would, we would, get along. And yeah, so yeah, but 1800 is a bit much if I'm going to be trying to save up. Because, like what Albert said, yeah, Albert's a smart kid. He said, what about buying? Says he's got 2 condominiums now, Albert, that he rents out to 3 people because there's 3 rooms. And, well, I'm not sure the one if he's in now, if it has 2 rooms or 3 rooms. So he's getting his mortgage paid with that, So yeah. What the noise is. So yeah, so I did a little video at Mission Bay. Let me see how that's doing. Let's see. It's got 1 view. Moonlight Beach has 406 views. It's doing good. So my son was asking me how the weather is. But anyways, I have the number of a realtor that I'm going to call tomorrow. See how that goes. ADU. I was just saying it in the wrong order. AUD. ADU. That's it. Accessory dwelling unit. That's what I looked at. Yeah. Yeah. East. Yeah. Is going to be. Yeah. Yeah. The realtor I met, her name is Anne. And, she said, the closer you get to the beach, it's more expensive, and the further away you get, it's more expensive. I see, and it seems like the more roommates you have, like I saw one on roommates that popped up. They'll email some. Here's ones that match your search, and so $950, like that would be really cheap. But it seems like it's going down. Like the more roommates you have. It's like 5 people share this house, and I'm just like, I don't think so. But it seems like that it like goes down the more people share, like a house, a bathroom, or a flower is a flower. A weed is an opinion, not a lie. Okay, Elsa. Let me read you one more poem, and then I'm going to pray for you all and let you go. But I'm looking forward to getting lunch with you, Pam. I put it in my phone so I won't forget. Watching. Thank you all for being here. So I went to a speaker thing, Coda, that they have once a month. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I met this great lady that the lady that had the ADU. I was like, I wish I could. We talked for like a couple of hours. I talked with her and her husband, and uh, she tried to put it on. Well, she put it on Airbnb, but she wants to find, I guess, a more like long-term person. So, and she had someone get it for Airbnb and not show up. And I'm like, that's annoying. Um, so I don't think they get a refund. She was like, she hasn't asked for a refund, but like, she's like, I don't know what happened to her. She didn't show up. But anyways, really nice couple. It was like, oh, I want to get this place. I just loved the way it was decorated. It was all furnished and it was decorated. But 1,800 is a bit high. I need to try to save up to buy a place. So yeah. I just need to see if I can find a roommate that I can gel with. So let me read you the Red Queen poem was based on a meme I saw with a little girl with a crown. And it said, on the darkest days when I feel inadequate, unloved, and unworthy, I remember whose daughter I am and I straighten my crown. And that's where this poem came from. And also there's a verse that's in this poem that's in Isaiah 49, verse 25. For I will contend with him who contends with you, and I will save your children. And, you know, I don't believe in, like I said, I don't believe in a literal hell. But, you know, hell is like the dark wood of error, like what Martha Beck is talking about in The Way of Integrity and in Dante's the Divine Comedy. And, you know, hell can be here and now, you know, and you have to go through your hell. And I just, you guys you need to read the book. You need to read the book. But anyways, Google Martha Beck. I'm just loving reading her stuff, and I'd love to read the Way of Integrity. She wrote a book about when she gave birth. Her son is Down syndrome. I think it's her younger. Oh, I think he's in the middle. Actually, she has a child with her partner. She has a young child. I think she said she's 4 now, 3 or 4 now. But she has a Down syndrome son who's grown. And so one of her, I think it was her second book. She said her first book didn't do well. I had thought it was her first book, but I think it's like her second book. She has a bunch of books. I want to go on Amazon and see. But Google her. Her name is Martha Beck, and she was Oprah's life coach. And one of her second book that did well was called Expecting Adam. So, and that was when she was going through the year, I think, where she was trying not to lie. And it was through it starts out, well, I kind of don't want to spoil it for you, but she talks about it in in the Diary of a CEO interview too, I think. But she goes through almost what sounds like a near-death experience, but it wasn't a near-death experience. It was just she saw a light, but and that's what caused her to want to not lie anymore. And so she had the New Year's resolution to not lie. And I think she said that was the year she found out she was expecting and that her son had Down syndrome. But anyways, so I'm going to read you this poem and then I'm going to pray for you and let you all go. No, I don't have any furniture. I don't have any furniture, but I can get furniture again. That's why I fit everything I owned in my car again. Like when I left Georgia and when I left St. Louis. Well, I was in Gladys's house in St. Louis. And I was traveling around in my RV, so I didn't have my own furniture then. Eli comes with orange hair dye and a long red tie. Yeah. But no, I don't have any furniture now, but I might get a furnished place, an unfurnished place. Like this place I wouldn't really fit that much. I have a TV is all I kept of really of my furniture. I was saying I have my little I'll share a picture on my community tab of my elephant, my little elephant table that I kept, and I have my painting from Serenity Studio Art of the Warrioress of Love that was in that video. That was in the back of the How to Date a Redhead video. My painting. So I have a few things, but I don't really have any furniture like that you sit on or anything like that. I have some kitchen stuff too. I kept my knives that I found in the garbage. Really nice knife set. Howdy doody time all comes back around. But so I'm open to furnished place or not. I don't have a bed. I sold my bed. I sold my chair. I sold my sofa. I have my TV. That's it. I took what I could fit in my car. I have my clothes. Had to get rid of some clothes. I had to get rid of. That's what I collect. I collect stuffed animals. I have a big bag of stuffed animals. I put some of them in my. I left some of them in my car. I took some of them out of the bag. I'm like, I don't want to leave them all here in my. I love my stuffed animals. I have them on the back seat of my car. I think I've shared that picture on. Let me see. I shared that picture on Instagram. Yeah, I'll show you. So, for the time being, let me show you. I'll show you my Instagram. See? That's all my stuff. There's my TV and my bag of stuffed animals, my pictures. There's my elephant table is down here at the bottom. And there's my car, which I have my clothes in, and there's my I have my pillow out there. I should go get it. I like my pillow. I should go get my pillow. I've been gradually bringing more of my stuff in here. I'm here till the 13th. And, at first I just bought in my suitcase and my food. And see, there's my stuffed animals on the back seat of my car. I have my Dumbo and my There's a llama, my sheep, my Yoda, my dragon. So yeah, I really don't have furniture, but I can do either way. I can do a furnished place or get furniture. I don't know. Either way. The house I looked at, of course, that wasn't furnished. I was thinking of buying, but I didn't realize you couldn't finance it. It's like I probably could take some money out of my it kind of does leaves my options open. That's why I was like really tempted, just because the people, it makes a big difference. The people, like who you're renting from, who are going to be your roommates. And I liked the privacy of this place, and she had like a little Zen garden, and it was a lovely house and a lovely place, and they were lovely people. And I'm just like, oh, but I really shouldn't. I just wanted to start looking at places, and I did, but I found out I'm really not quite ready to buy. Can't get a loan for a trailer, and I need to look a lot more. And I didn't even look around enough in Denver. I need to not be in a hurry, and I'll find something. I'll find something that will work. Oh, okay. I think he's still in Oregon. Whole lot warmer there than it is here. I think he's still in Bend. But he didn't say. But he said it's a whole lot warmer there than it is here. So I think he's still, I don't know if he's left yet. But yeah, so I'm just going to read you the Red Queen poem, which I said was based on a meme, the Red Queen. And there's song lyrics in here that you might recognize. The Red Queen. I was a broken thing with a broken wing. It's a Sia lyric. There's a scream inside we all try to hide. Playing with the Queen of Hearts isn't smart. That's an old song lyric. I won't play your mind games anymore. Just like playing with fire. I don't care if I sing off key. I sing for love. I sing for me. I will fight to be free. On the darkest days when I feel inadequate, unloved, and unworthy, I will sing to my king who says, I got this. I'm on your side. I will contend with those who contend with you and save your children. You are my daughter. I love you, even when your crown's askew. So, yeah, these were just the first two places I looked at. So, yeah, I'm going to look a lot more this time because, I didn't look around a lot in Denver. So I need to just take a deep breath and look around a lot more. So, and I'm going to call Anne. I'm gonna call Anne. So. Yeah, and I could get I can get find a little cheaper Airbnb too, but this one's just really nice. She's got the code on the door and everything, even on these doors, which is nice. Not all Airbnbs have. My Airbnb didn't have that. Not the code on those doors. I didn't even have the code on the front door because I tried to get one and replace it, but I couldn't. It didn't fit, and I didn't want to have to buy a whole new door. And so I got one, but then I returned it. So I gave them keys to my Airbnb when I did Airbnb in Georgia. And it was funny because the Russian guy, so I had a Russian guy that came to my Airbnb, and he was partying. I think he had met this girl he was traveling with over here, I think. I don't know. But he came to my Airbnb, and then they went out drinking, and he didn't take his key. And I was so terrified because I thought he was going to give me a bad review, and he gave me a good review, and he slept on my porch. He didn't sleep in his bed. And it was August, so it was warm, and it was when it was funny because I make this joke. It was when Mohammed was at my Airbnb, and he was in the front room that was by the door, and I was like, I think he didn't let him in because he was like, no, this is my green card girl. You can't have her. He thought this guy was going to steal his green card girl. But I'm like so I'm like 20 minutes from Torrey Pines Beach. So I'm not right near the beach, but I saw other Airbnbs that are a little bit less than this. And I was going to get an Airbnb for a whole month. And then I didn't. I got this one for 2 weeks, and then she was booked on over the 13th. I could rebook it after the 13th if I go like that weekend and stay at another Airbnb. I could come back here, but I don't know. I might find one that's less expensive. So, well, like I said too, it's in a nice neighborhood. Like I felt really safe, and I was here the first couple of days. I had everything I own in my car, like pictures and my TV and all that. And then I was like, I need to find a storage. That's why I felt better when I put my stuff into storage. And yeah, I was thinking I might go to Hawaii and come back and then get a place because since I'm not paying rent right now. But I don't know. I guess I maybe need to. I haven't heard back from my aunt and in Hawaii, and I wanted to go see her, but I don't know. We were out of touch for a little while, and yeah, so I don't know. I don't know about that plan. I probably need to just hunker down here and find a place and work on that and not worry about Hawaii right now. I'll eventually get there. It's on my bucket list. But I don't know if my aunt is planning on coming back to San Jose. I could go up and see her in San Jose, and that would be cheaper for me. But I did want to go to Hawaii anyways, and I was like, I hadn't seen my so I hadn't seen her since 20. I think I saw her in 2015. Yeah, that's when I last saw my aunt. Was in 2015 when I was here. That was when I got the speeding ticket going up the 5 in the convertible Mustang that I rented. After my son, I was here with my son for Thanksgiving um, in 2015, and he had to go back to college. He was at the University of Georgia. Yes, I noticed that. So Robin, my Airbnb host, was like, so maybe sometimes you can't move in right away if you find a place and you're going to move in. Maybe in that time, between getting in your place, you could go to Hawaii and then come back and move in your place. So yeah, and I said this Airbnb is nice because it has the locks on the individual doors. That's what it was funny. Muhammad was my guest that said like that, he'd like to have locks on each of your door, better locks anyways than just little push button locks. But yeah, but I noticed, that the fare was cheap to fly to Hawaii from here, because I looked at that the other day. But maybe I'll still hear back from my aunt. I don't know. I'd like to. But also, too, I have my son that's heading down this way, and I don't know when he's going to be here. But anyways, I can't really worry about that. I mean, I am, but not stress about it. I'm glad he's coming here. So yeah, I was gonna pray for y'all and let you go. I've gone 2 hours. Gone 2 hours. I think we covered everything I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I'm like, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this book, but I hadn't finished listening to the whole thing, and I finished driving back from Spring Valley. Oh, I can text you where I am at, Pam. But I'm not sure how to spell it. You'll know what I want. You'll know even however I spell it. But yeah, it's a nice neighborhood. It reminds me of where my brother lived in Santa Clarita, where all the houses like have the tile roofs, and yeah, it's a nice. Like I'm not gonna afford it. But there's some nice houses that have rented out spaces in them, and but like the rent is like, like beyond what I really want to pay, like 19 or 1700. Like this couple I met today, they're renting out their little to a nicer couple. They're renting out their garage that they made into an apartment. It's like a studio. So it's like one room, and then it has a loft. And she said they have a washer and dryer, and they have because it's in what used to be their 2-car garage. And so they rent that out for like 17, I think she said. Something like that. So, but yeah. So I need to be looking around more. And I'll find something. Let's pray about that. All right, I'm going to pray for y'all and then let you go. Dear Lord, thank you for these friends and followers. I pray that you bless them and be with them. Thank you for Brenda. Please bless her and her family and her kids and her grandkids. And thank you for her. Please bless Anthony. Help him with his channel and be with him. Thank you for his support and for his moderating. And I pray for the mystery viewers that you bless them, Lord. I pray for Elsa. Thank you for keeping her safe. Bless her and her children and her fur babies. And thank you for keeping her safe through her incidences and the storms. And thank you for Pam coming in here. Thank you for her support of my channel. And thank you that I'm going to get to have lunch with her on Wednesday. And I pray you bless her and her family. Thank you for guiding us all in our lives. Help us to speak out about what's going on in this country, Lord. Help us to stay informed. Help us to call and write our Congress people. Help us to do what we can to resist this evil administration, Lord. Because that's what it is. Evil. Fascist. Lord, we pray for Ukraine, Lord. We pray for Zelensky, Lord. I am so upset with how our country is treating him, Lord. Please, thank you for him standing strong. And this is so sad, Lord. Lord, I pray for my children, Lord. I pray that my daughter would get out of the Air Force, Lord. I pray that you protect her. Watch over all my children, Lord. Watch over my son as he travels south. Please give him guidance, Lord. I pray that he will be able to find a job down here that he likes. Thank you for leading me here, Lord. Thank you for guiding me. We pray for this situation in Gaza too, Lord. We just pray that, Lord, you would hinder. Thank you for the people that are standing up to Trump and for the lawsuits and all of that, Lord. Please help us to resist this evil administration, Lord. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Anything else? I really hope that my daughter gets out of the military. I don't want her to be in it right now. So I would say, like, with Airbnbs, though, this one isn't like the most, there's really, really expensive Airbnbs. And Vermo, I looked on Vermo because my card is connected, my hotel's card is connected with the Vrbo But those are really, really expensive because usually you're renting out the whole place, like the whole house or whole cabin. And those are really, really, those are more expensive than a hotel. But you can find Airbnbs that are in people's house like this one that are cheaper than a hotel. So this is, even though it's like, it's not really expensive, I would say it's like, I think I can find one, like, especially if I did monthly, I can find like some that are cheaper than this. Like that, there's ones that, but I'm a little bit picky. So I picked like a female host, and I picked because like there's like young guys. Prayer for pink unicorn. Thank you, Elsa. Yeah, the pink unicorn was what I got my Freya when she was born. The pink unicorn. But I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you all for being here. And don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Bye. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm getting better about that. I wasn't always good about that. I was attracting people with the same sort of energy as some people in my family, like my dad and my sister or my brother, who are narcissistic. So I was attracting bad energy, I feel like. But I'm getting better about that. Yeah. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. I'm looking forward to lunch with you on Wednesday. And I'll be back Friday live. So bye. Good night. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Elsa. Thank you, mystery viewers. And yes, thank you. Good night.